Okay, now we have published the web service to a local directory. It's time to deploy it to IIS, and the directory will serve as a virtual directory for IIS, so we could run this from IIS. So let's see how to do that. It's quite simple. All you have to do is go to Start. This is Start here, and we move to Administrative Tools. On Administrative Tools, you're going to move down to IIS Manager. You call up the IIS Manager. I'll give it a moment to come up. That's it. So the next thing we're going to do is expand, and I expand my computer there. I'll right click on it there, and on it there I'm going to choose add a website. I'm going to use the name, browse to locate it. It's quite simple, really. So this is it here. I've picked it. That's it there. So I'm going to indicate how it's going to connect us. I would actually like the name of the site to be QSales2. So it's going to be called QSales. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is connect us. We're going to use the connect us. Specific user, I'm going to set the user here. That's the one there. Okay, I'm going to test the settings. They're okay, they're beautiful. I love that. So at this point in time, I have an application pool, Q sales service, and I'll click OK. It says that the binding 8 is assigned to another. If you assign it, so if it's assigned to another, I need not use it. I'll simply say no. I can give you 84, so it's going to use port 84. So my web service or my website is going to use port 84. So I click OK, and I have it created. There's something that is very important you should take note if you're actually integrating this web service with any other application. If you want an application to consume this web service, ensure that the application pools for this particular web service is using a credential that is able to connect to the database. I'm going to make sure of that now. This is the application pools. In this application pools, I'll check for Q sales service. This is it here. This is its application pool. Then I'm going to go to advanced, because if it doesn't do that, the third-party application that will be consuming this web service for an access to the database is going to have issues. It won't be able to do that. The advanced setting is up. So what I'll need to do here is to specify an identity or a credential that can have access to the Microsoft SQL Server database. Failing to do that will cause problem for a third-party application that will be consuming this service. So if you look closely, you'll find identity here. I'll simply change the application pool identity to a custom account here. I'll set it to a custom account that has access to the database. Okay, so I've set the custom account. This will be the account that the application pool of my web service will be using for connection to other external components such as the database, the table that we've created. This is what it needs. Failing to do this, you're going to have issues when you are integrating this web service with, let's say, SharePoint. That's a typical thing. I experienced a typical scenario, so that is why I am explaining, so that you don't fall into the same dilemma. So that's okay, and we're done. Okay again. Now we are done with deploying our Q sales service to IIS. We can now run it to view the content. You can see what it has inside. We've set the application pose. We've done those ones. We are good to go. I'll expand the size here, and this is the Q sales service, the website I created. I'll simply check out its content, view application. This is it here. I could go down to content view. This is it. This is its content, and I can run it. Okay, so let me browse. Now you can see our web service running from the IIS. Look carefully and you'll find the address there. That's the local host, port 84 service.asms. And if you look closely, you'll also find that the operations or the methods I created earlier are all there. Let's do a test on it. We're going to start with get our sales data. Let's get our sales data. And here we have invoke. There you have it. Excuse me. There you have it. Now it's there, so you can see all the data. Get all data is there. I'll go back and we'll check out the other one too. Get specific sales. I'll click on get specific sales, and I'm gonna enter an ID, company ID. I'll enter one for that. And I'll invoke it. And you go. I don't know what is wrong with my voice, but it's so beautiful. We're done with it. Oh, that's all. So that's all you need to do. Once again, a quick reminder of what we've done so far. This Learn Trail is all about creating a web service, and this web service will contain an ADO.NET data model entity, and this entity model connects to a database. That's a Microsoft SQL Server database. In our own case, we have a sample BI database. Inside it, I have sales quota, a table. So I want it's a web service that connects to this table and retrieves records. It could retrieve the entire records, or it could retrieve a selected record. We created two methods for this. One was get specific sales and one was get all sales. So with the get all sales, I'm able to get all records. With the get specific sales, I'm able to get a selected record based on the company ID. To achieve this, we created an ASP.NET web service project, and in the ASP.NET web service project, in it, I was able to add an ADO.NET entity model inside it. This ADO.NET entity model connected to the database, So we had a connection string created. I created objects of this, and looping through it, I extracted records from it and associated it with these various methods. So we have this here. So you could go through all over it again to see how it works. Additionally, I decided to deploy it. We deployed it to IIS. That's the last part I did. Doing that is quite easy. Just go to the IIS manager and add the web service. You add it as a website. Already I have created and stored it in a local directory, so it formed a virtual directory and the service was created. There is a point I pointed out there. I said that in the application pool it's important that you assign a credential or an identity to the application pool, one that has access to the database. So I did that too in the application pool, and then I ran the service. That is how we got to this point here. So it's effectively working well. You could run this video over and over again so that you could get a picture of all the scenes I went through, or the things I did in order to get to this point. That's all, basically. That's all. Well, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I want to thank you for tuning to Ifeanyi's Learn Trail. I'll be coming up with more articles, more training, more programs, more videos. You could name it and name it and name it all. Feel free to contact me if you have issues based on this. You could email me. My email address is joshuasearch@gmail.com to get me there. Or feel free to contact me on my website, or you could check me out on LinkedIn.